my green belt, so it is still ugly sweater week. I have my ugly, well, not really ugly, but my sweater t-shirt on. I don't know if you can see it, but it kind of looks like a sweater. All the stitchings. So, we got that, and it is pre-test, because next video that we have is going to be stripe test. So, to start off, you're going to do 30 seconds of push-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks, and I'm going to give you 45 seconds stretch. So, ready, set, and go. Alright guys, so we're going to briefly go over extra from 8 to D on either of the halves. You can go back to last week's A video would be the second half, and the week before that's A video will be the first half, but at the end of the week we went over all of it, so I'm just going to go over it, and then I'm going to give you a way to practice. So, extra from 8, MAK, ready, up, down, start on your left hip, right over to your right hip, in chamber, side kick, right hand, hammer fist, left hand, hammer fist, feet together, move out to your right, take a knee, right knee down, right hand punch, left hand punch, ready, step forward with our right, hammer with our right hand, step behind with our left, hammer up with our right hand, step behind, or step out with our left, hammer down with our right hand, slide up, side kick with our right foot, boom, cross stance, back leg, or our right leg, again, axe kick, and take a knee, hammer fist, right hand, nice hammer fisting, right knee is down, we're going to jump up into that cross stance, chop, unwind, chop, we're going to chop to the back, to the left, right hand, punch, step behind, chop, up, and chop, down, up, down, unwind, high five, boom. Alright, so again, if you need more detail, you can always go back to that or other videos. But for now, I'm going to give you a way to practice it because I want to solidify it in your brain before stripe test. I'm going to have you do one move at a time. So up, down, and then you start over. Up, down, here, chamber. Start over, up, down, here, chamber, side kick, hammer fist. Then start over. Hoppa, ba, ba, ba. Ba, ba, and start over. Ba, 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 ba. Whole form like that. So, I'm going to give you let's go with 4 minutes-ish. We'll see. And you are going to practice it that way. If you finish and you want to challenge yourself, try doing the whole form backwards. You can do it that way if you want. You can do the last move, and then the last move, and the second to last move, and then keep going. Or you can just, you know, go through the whole thing backwards and see what happens, or how you do, you know. So that is a challenge for you before stripe test if you'd like, or right now. And I'm going to give you 4 minutes to practice your form. So ready, get set, go. Alright guys, nice job. So, before we move on to self-senses, we are going to practice with our spoon sticks. So, here's how I want to do it. We're going to go over it a couple times, and then I'm going to again give you a way to practice it and solidify it in your brains. That is basically what I'm going to do all class with everything, is go over it, then give you a way to solidify it. Class might end up being a little shorter than usual, but I'm just trying to get through, have you do everything, and give you a way to practice. So, it's going to be a lot more of doing stuff on your own and practicing it on your own, because in class today I would use it for questions and just going over it and then having you practice it on your own, pretty much. Because I want you to be able to know it and be confident by strike tests, and if I do it with you the entire time, you won't know that you can do it by yourself. And I want you to know that you can do it by yourself, because I know you can already. So, here we go. Ready? We got our scrum 6. We're also working on excellence and attitude. So you need to have a good attitude towards this, and don't be like, well, if I'm not doing it with her, I'm just not going to do it, and oh well. No, this is kind of to help you get better and better, like we're working on excellence. Oops. And you're only going to get better and better if you try your best. So, I want you to try your best towards this. Using a good attitude, put your best foot forward, and you'll get better and better. So, everybody start here. We're going to strike, hug, strike, up, strike, over. Strike, hug, strike, up, strike, over. Strike, hug, strike, up, strike, over. And now we're going to, one more time, ba, ba, boom, boom, ba. And now we're doing the bottom half. Strike, hug, strike, up, strike, over. Strike, hug, strike, up, strike, over. Strike, hug, strike, up, strike, over. One more. Boom, boom, ba. And then the chop. So, now we're going to add in the fluidity again, just like we're working at the beginning of the week. So, we're going to strike and kind of make it less of pause. Make sure the strike is still there. It's just less of the roboticness of boom, boom, boom. And then we're going to the bottom. Boom, 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 boom. And then we're going to do the chop again. Ba, 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 boom. And the bottom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, guys, so I want you to note the difference between this and this. Do you see the difference there between this and this? Do you see how one is kind of just, this one, notably, it's just the one that's just swinging aimlessly, where this one, I'm still striking, I'm just making the pause between my strikes shorter, if that makes sense. So instead of going boom, 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 I'm flowing through my strikes, but still striking, instead of swinging things aimlessly, like happens a lot. So, to practice this one, the first thing, I'm going to give you a few things to do. So, the first thing I want you to do is figure out what you'd be hitting, right? So, if you want, you can borrow a person for this, as long as you're very careful. Like, have them stand, I'm going to use this penguin as an example. If this penguin's my partner, I would make sure that they're standing more than my, I'll put it down like this, more than my stick length away from me. That way, I can't hit him. So once he's my stick length away from me, I'm going to take, hang on, let me like position this so you can actually see what I'm doing. There you go, almost. Okay, so if you're going to the partner to see where you might be hitting, make him your stick length, or make them your stick length away from you, just like this. Straighten out your arm all the way and make them that far away from you, and then take one step backwards. Because if he's here like this, I can still hit him. But if I take that big step backwards, I can see where I would be hitting without actually hitting them. So that's the first thing I want you to do, is if you're fighting with somebody with your spear sticks, I want you to know where you would be striking for these things, and I want you to think about why would we be striking down low and up high, like what would we be hitting. And the second thing I want you to do is you're going to practice in sweaty. So if you have somebody at home who has a skirmish sticks, awesome. If you don't, that's okay. You're going to use your hands like this, right? And you're going to show them what you're doing, hopefully. And you're going to touch, 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 boom. Touch, 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 boom. Touch, touch. You're touching with this part of your arm, and then you're going to swing lower. Boom, boom, boom. The motions don't change because when you're using weapons, they're really just an extension of your hand. So we're doing the same thing that we would be doing if we were holding them, and you're hitting kind of like with this part of your arm. You're a lot closer than you would be if you're using a skirmish stick, so that's okay. So just hoopa, like here, boom, boom, boom. Deal? I'm going to give you about 4 minutes again, and I want you to, 1, think about where you're hitting, and 2, practice with somebody open hand. Ready? Get Alright guys, so next thing we're going to work on is your self-defenses. So, we're going to do them in the air today. If you want to, or have encouraged, going back to where we did them, or I did them with somebody, so you can practice them that way if you'd like. Whoa, falling. But, if you are looking for wrist grab, cross wrist grab cobra, that will be the last B video. And if you are looking for, like the one before this one, and if you're looking for overhead club, that will be the one before that one. So it's not last week, it's the week before. So, if you're looking to practice with somebody, but we are just going to practice in the air. So, we're going to start with overhead club. So, I don't want any trouble. Step forward, block. We grab turkey head, turkey butt, like this. And we step, because we're stepping through our arms, remember? Step and pull. We're pulling that stick away from them and pulling their arm, and it might even make them fall, but we also want to make sure that we grab that steering stick and get away. 1 step, 2 step. So I'm going to do that again. Up a little more. Ready? Out of my trouble. Step, block. Grab, grab. Step through. Turn. Pull. Take the stick. 1 step, 2 step. Ah, yeah. Ready? One more time. Out of my trouble. Whoop, boom, boom. Step, step, pull. 1 step, 2 step. Nice. Now, we're going to practice cobra. So, someone grabs my wrist. I trap, step back. They pull. I step forward, circle, and this hand's still on their wrist, and we twist. Alright, my hand is on their wrist, and we're twisting. And it's going to twist their hand like that. So make sure that we want to make sure that they're all on 45s, and it's twisting. So, I don't want trouble. Someone grabs their wrist, trap, step back, step forward, circle, and twist. Ready? I don't want trouble. Trap, step back, step forward, circle, twist. Time. I know my trouble. Trap, step back, step forward, and twist. Alright guys, so to practice this one, I want you to do it in the air 5 times. 5 times for each, right? 5 times in the air. And then, if you have somebody at home you can practice with, and you feel comfortable practicing on a person for these, since they are both wrist locks, I want you to take it super slow. Notice when I do it in the air, I'm kind of just hoopa, because if I was doing it on a real attacker, I'd go a lot faster than if I'm doing it on my sister or my uki, my honored partner, in a karate class. So I want you to go super slow motion. Alright? We're going to change this a bit. 2 times in the air for each of them. 2 times on somebody in super slow motion. And then 2 times normal speed in the air. So, you're going to go, I'm going to show this off. Out of my trouble. That was them all, just for what I mean. Ready? We're going to go slow. Boom, 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 pull, 1 step, 2 step. Then we do it again. Out of my trouble. Boom, 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 pull, 1 step, 2 step. And then I would do it that speed on somebody. Boom, 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 pull, 1 step, 2 step. Boom, 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 pull, 1 step, 2 step. And then I take it up a notch. So I'm going to go a little faster. In the air. There's nobody in front of me now. In the air. Boom, boom, hop, hop, boom, boom. One more time. Just like that. And then I do the same thing for cobra. So I'm going to give you about 3 minutes. I feel like that's enough to do it in the air 2 times. Slow. Slow in the air 2 times. Slow on somebody. And fast in the air 2 times. Cool? Ready, get set, go. Alright guys, so last thing we're going to do today is work on your kick for the month. So, we're going to start in our guard stance. So we're going to do that axe kick. Ready? We're going to do 5 on each side. That was a leaf. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to switch sides. Boom. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, so now we're going to add in this month's part. Or this is really last month, but this one. So you need to know how to do a normal axe kick, hopefully. And now we're going to add a spin. So, guard sense, point to the front, point to the side that you're facing, so like where my elbow is facing, point to the back, point to the side, and then that leg that's in front, axe kick. Right? So, I want you to make sure, let me back up so you can see my feet. Your feet stay where they are. The only thing is they're turning a little bit on their heels. Or the ball of your foot. I know my front foot usually turns the ball of my foot, but we're turning like this. We are not doing this. Because that kind of defeats the purpose, right? So we want to keep our feet on the ground. The ball of this foot glued in place. The heel of this foot glued in place. So point, 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 point. And when our legs are all crossed, we look to the front. This leg, axe kick. Ready? Boom, 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 boom. Axe kick. Boom, 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 boom. Axe kick. Boom, 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 boom. Axe kick. So we don't get dizzy. We're going to switch sides. Bah. Ready? Point, 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 point. This leg, axe kick. Point, 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 point. And then we look at the front. Axe kick. Point, 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 point. Axe kick. Okay, so few tips for spin kicks. If I'm going to spin quickly like this, you want to do something called spotting, which means before your body finishes spinning, your head has to get around. So watch, ready? No spotting, and then spotting. See how my head turned around first? And you find something to look at. It's usually your target, but you're doing anything there, you just find something to look at. So we snap my head forward, so I'm looking at something, and then kick. It also helps you turn faster. Ready? Whoa, I try not to fall. So ready? Snap, and kick. Turn, snap, and kick. So that spotting helps you get less dizzy and find your spot first. People do it in like dancing and stuff. They're doing ballet. If you watch, they'll notice they're doing turns or whatever. They snap their head around before the rest of their body. So, here's the deal. We're going to combine that with sparring today. So, you are going to get in your guard stance. Just be shuffling like you're sparring, okay? And actually scratch that. You're not going to be shuffling, you're going to be shadow boxing. Shadow boxing is basically when you pretend you're sparring somebody and you're just doing all, an elbow's not a legal technique in sparring. You get the gist. Doing tons of techniques like you're sparring somebody, throwing some blocks in there. And every time you see a screen pop up that says go, you're going to just axe kick and then get back to that. Make sense? So you're shadow boxing, and whenever you see a screen that says go, kick. Okay? Ready, get set, go. Alright guys, so that is all for today. Remember that next week is stripe test. Next video we have will be stripe test. Make sure you're wearing your uniform and have your start sheet done. We're working on excellence and attitude. Excellence, we're getting our gold stripe for excellence, which excellence means you try your best and get better and better, which you have been all month, so great job. Well, I can't tell you you've been trying your best, but I know you've all been getting better and better. And attitude, having a good attitude versus a bad attitude. Here's the deal, if you come to an in-person or a Zoom class, at least one of my classes, and you have a bad attitude at stripe test, any shape or form, meaning you're rolling your eyes at me, or you're just overall looking annoyed, or you're not trying, you're not going to pass stripe test, because we're working on attitude, and you really should have an amazing attitude coming to stripe test anyway, you know? Even if you mess up your form, if you have a can-do attitude and get through it, I'll pass you, but if you know, are just acting like, I don't even want to be here, what's the point, then that's not having a good attitude. So, remember, have that good attitude, try your best to get better and better, and make sure that you do your start sheet and wear your uniform to the next video class, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!